R1 over the S1000 any day, fam. Especially the new S1000s. I don't like those bikes. And let me just switch the camera quickly. The new S1000s, like these new generation of bikes, they're too thin. You understand? They're too skinny for my liking. I like a beefy, chunky bike. Not no Hayabusa or some NV Augusta, whatever they call it. Not that beefy. But I like a bike that's got a bit of, chunkiness to it. The Ducatis, they're pretty to look at, but for me, they're just, I think that's like a female's bike. I think the Ducati Panigale, whatever, 998 or whatever, I think that's a female's bike. Forget about the size of the engine. I'm just talking about the way it looks. It's a pretty bike, but it's just too slim and trim. I like a bike that's got a bit of henchness to it. So the S1000s, the newest ones, like, 2022 plate or whatever, that generation, no way. Maybe the old S1000s and the HP4s, the one where one headlight looks different to the other one. Yeah. That bike there can compete with the R1 in terms of looks and that. And to be fair, obviously, man's been riding the R6 since 2016. So obviously, just before I bought the R1, I was thinking, right, I'm going to get 1,000 soon. What should I get? I was like, it's easy to just say, just get the R1 and that. Because before I was riding the R125 and then I got an R6. It's just easy to just, say get an R1. I thought, I don't know, man. I felt like the R1s, the big bangs, look a bit too plain. Let me get something that's got a bit of a better look to it, So I thought, right, boom. Let me go and get the S1000 and that. I was looking, there was one nice S1000. Like, it was the best S1000 I've seen. This was on Auto Trader. This person put a lot of money into this bike. Like, even, so basically, someone must have traded that bike in. So whoever was selling it on I think it's called Superbike Factory or something like that. They sell a bunch of bikes. It's one of them places where you can go and bring in your bike and like basically part exchange your bike. In the description, it said this person, whoever the previous owners, put a lot of money and time and effort into this bike. You can even tell that the bike was never kept outside because there's no rust on it and that. The bike was beautiful. Even like the chain. The chain was like a purpley pinkish color and that. Yo, the bike was bad. I wish I took a screenshot or downloaded some of the photos and that. So that S1000, I think it was an S1000. I don't think it was a HP4. It was a nice bike and that. But no, and it for some reason I just said, let me just get the R1, and that's why I ended up buying the R1. But yeah, if we're talking 2012, for example, S1000rr or the HP4, yeah, that can compete with the R1s, the big bangs and that. But nah, not the new ones in my opinion. I'm not talking about performance. I don't know what the performance is like. I'm just talking about looks wise. Them Fireblade, them CBR Fireblade, they don't make the cut. No way. They're too plain. I don't like them bikes there. Obviously the ones that I saw at the Honda showroom and that, yeah, they looked alright and that because they're brand new bikes. Nice and shiny. The Honda CBR Fireblade, the color scheme is nice and that. But other than that, I think the bike looks a bit too plain. Like I've said in the previous videos, the best looking bike that's ever been made is the 2006 to 2013 R6. That's better than the R1. That's better than Ducati Panigale. That's better than the S1000rr. That bike there, it looks like a Hornet. You know what a Hornet is? Yeah, like a Wasp. Yeah, it is the best looking bike. Nice bike, man. Them R6s, man. But yeah, I'm happy with my R1 and that. So I had to fucking get the brake pads changed. I might even talk about that in another video.